What up, Wolves? Blade Master here, back with some more Total War Rome 2 online action. And I'm going to be taking Epirus in this match against Suebi. I'm going to be fighting against Philippator. And this is going to be fought in the map of Pessinus. And it's kind of a suggestive term for a Rome 2 map. Anyways, with Epirus, they've definitely got the tools to beat Suebi. Suebi is kind of a one-trick pony. So Epirus is definitely one of those factions that can easily beat them. I've taken 4 hoplites up in front and 3 mercenary cretans behind them. So the hoplites will be pretty essential if I want to win this game, especially if my opponent uses fast charge and stuff effectively. So what I would have to do with them is put them into hoplite phalanx immediately so that they can brace for the initial charge. I also brought 1 Illyrian levy up top, and I was initially going to use them as charge bait, but they would get slaughtered either way. So I'm instead going to use them to just set attack orders on Philippator's Germanic scout riders instead, who could be quite the nuisance to my cavalry. I've gone very cav heavy. 1 is Italian cavalry and 1 citizen cavalry forming my flanks, and a couple of Hellenic royal cavalry who are going to be the hammer to my hoplite anvil. I've also brought 4 Thuria spears in total just to shower javelins while my hoplites brace for impact. Now, Philippator has brought kind of a strange build, but it could be pretty effective. He's brought 3 berserkers all the way behind, and unfortunately, he told me after the battle that he forgot to deploy them. And like right after the game started, he was like, "Oh shit, I've got to deploy these berserkers. They're all the way away from my army." So I was wondering, why is he like left his berserkers all the way behind? But he's going to move up in front with them. He's brought 4 spear levy who are going to form his spear corps. He's brought a total of 7 round shield swordsmen and I believe 3 sword masters. Now I'm able to catch his Germanic scout riders thanks to the derpy skirmish AI in Rome 2 with some of my Illyrian levies, and I'm also going to support with my mercenary Italian cavalry and citizen cav. Meanwhile, I'm kiting back with my hoplite line because I thought he would have popped in fast charge. And anyways, he was in the forest, so I'm going to try and kite back to induce him to get out of that forest cover so that my cretans can be of better use. And now his round shield swordsmen, who are very lightly armored, are going to be taking fire from my cretan archers, and they're going to start dropping pretty quickly. Meanwhile, I've been able to send an Italian cavalry and a citizen cavalry behind his lines, and that's only because he brought only 3 Germanic scout riders, and those are the only units that formed his cavalry corps. Now that I've gotten into his rear and I've got pretty decent positions at the back of his army and up in front, I'm going to charge in with my mercenary my regular hoplites. And I'm also going to charge in with my Hellenic Royal Cav. And they're going to get a frontal charge on these round shield swordsmen, and that should be incredibly devastating. You can see I've done the same thing over there. And this type of tactic really really helps a lot. And when you're dealing with Suebi who are very lightly armored, this type of tactic is very, very useful. You can see over here I've only taken a couple of casualties and got 74 kills instead. With my general, I've already punched through his round shield swordsman. And another thing is, you might be wondering why I've titled the video Fighting Fire with Fire, and that's because I'm going to be able to use fear effects on this army pretty effectively, and that's because I've captured these berserkers and held them down with my citizen cav, and that's the reason why I kited initially. I managed to blob these guys up, and their fear effect is not going to be, is not going to affect my hoplites now, because he's only got round shield swordsmen and sword masters who are going to be fighting up in front. Meanwhile, I'm getting hammer and anvil charges, 190 kills with my Hellenic Royal Cav already. Of course, this is set on ultra unit size, so the numbers are sort of exaggerated, but here you can see I'm going to start putting in fire arrows because you can see there's already a pretty big chain route starting to happen here. And now that I've got some really powerful shock cavalry in my at my opponent's rear, I'm going to be able to get rear charges in along with flaming shots, so that morale penalty is most likely going to be a bit too much. And of course, round shield swordsmen are very nice swordsmen, but they are low tier at the end of the day. So if I can get rear charges like you can see over here, they're going to start wavering and they're going to start routing very, very quickly. And of course, they are very susceptible to chain routes as well. So it should form for a pretty cinematic little battle here, because there's some flaming shots and Hellenic bracing and stuff like that. But his Germanic scout riders actually attacked some of my mercenary Cretans, but they were already depleted, so their charges and stuff didn't really affect my Cretans too much. But yeah, now that's the thing about Suebi. Once you can catch the enemy's berserkers, you've basically hamstrung the entire army. And now these berserkers, they were just blobbed up the entire battle. And my Hellenic shock troops should be able to get a pretty decent charge onto their rears. You can see they're starting to fall pretty quickly. And my general has got 408 kills already in this battle. Now, I do have an extra Hellenic shock cav that's going to be circling around and then trying to attack his swordmaster general. Again, he didn't. I don't know if he has Caesar in Gaul. I'm not really sure if you can use or if you get access to Ariovistus if you don't have Caesar in Gaul. I'm not really sure about the specifics. But if you don't have Ariovistus or you don't use Ariovistus on your Suebi general, then the effectiveness of your spear army really drops down by a huge amount. 440 kills already, and if he used a fast charge, he would have punched through my hoplites very, very easily. Again, if he'd used fast charge and he didn't time it right, then it's a different case. But the fact that he didn't even allow himself that option meant that his Suebi army was not going to be very effective. Also, bringing Cimbri bowwomen is a must, I would say, and then using your berserkers, putting your berserkers along with the rest of your army is the best way to use them. Of course, they will be very susceptible to archers in that case, but that's something you're going to have to risk. And you need to bring at least some riders of the hunt, or at least 4 Germanic scout riders, and make sure that they can get it into the rears of your enemy's lines. And more than attacking your enemy's archers, what you should do is instead just charge in onto your enemy's melee infantry, and then pin them in with your Germanic scouts so that your fast charge will be effective, and so that your opponent can't kite back. So let's take a look at the stats here. 492 kills here with my Hellenic Royal Cavalry, and my mercenary Cretans were pretty effective in getting that chain route going with their flaming shot. My hoplites did all right actually, and so did my Thuria spears. They also contributed a lot by getting a lot of kills and contributing to that morale shock that way. The other Hellenic cavalry didn't do that well. 249 kills, although is quite a good number of kills. My mercenary Italian cavalry did not bad too. And these Italian cavalry are very nice units, I think, because for 600 talents they get 15 bonus versus cavalry, which is really nice, and pretty decent melee attack and weapon damage stats too. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this replay. Stay tuned for part 2 of my fights with Philopator, and see you all next time. Peace.